Did you know that one of Europe's most significant defense decisions didn't unfold in a grand conference or a high-profile summit, but rather through a subtle, almost silent shift in direction? Italy, a nation with a rich history in aviation and military innovation, quietly turned away from its closest European neighbors, making a choice that would ripple across the continent and beyond.
Italy found itself at a crossroads, a defining moment in its modern defense strategy. The country could join the Franco-German Future Combat Air System, or FCAS, a project that promised to unite Europe's military might under a single vision. Or it could take a risk, stepping away from the expected path to forge a new alliance and a new future. On paper, FCAS seemed like the obvious choice. It was more than just a weapons program. It was a symbol of European unity, a testament to decades of collaboration and shared security goals. The project was backed by the political and industrial powerhouses of France and Germany, and joining it would have meant Italy was firmly anchored in the heart of Europe's defense ambitions. But Italy surprised many by choosing a different path. Instead of joining FCAS, it opted for the Global Combat Air Program, or GCAP, partnering with the United Kingdom and Japan. This was a bold move, signaling a willingness to look beyond traditional alliances and embrace a more global perspective.
For Italy, this decision was about much more than just building a next-generation fighter jet. It was about asserting its strategic independence, strengthening its own defense industry, and redefining its place in the world. The choice reflected a desire to shape the future, not just follow it.
Historically, Italy's aerospace industry has contributed to many multinational projects, but often in a supporting role. Italian engineers and companies have provided expertise and innovation, yet the country has rarely been the driving force behind major defense initiatives.
This time, Rome was determined to be more than just a participant. Italian leaders wanted an equal seat at the table, a real voice in shaping the project's direction and outcomes. They saw GCAP as a chance to elevate Italy's status and influence on the global stage.
The GCAP partnership offered something different, a relationship built on equality, mutual respect, and a shared vision for the future of air combat. It was a chance for Italy to collaborate as a true partner, not just a junior member.
For Italy, joining forces with the UK and Japan wasn't about turning its back on Europe. Instead, it was about expanding its horizons, building new bridges, and ensuring that its own interests and expertise would help shape the next era of military aviation.
This decision challenged old assumptions and alliances, sending a clear message that the future of defense cooperation is evolving. Italy's move signaled a willingness to adapt, innovate, and lead in a rapidly changing world.
For the first time in decades, Italy's deep well of expertise would be fully recognized and its sovereignty protected. Italian engineers, designers, and strategists would help set the agenda, not just follow it.
The choice to pursue GCAP over FCAS marks a pivotal turning point in how nations approach defense partnerships. It's a reminder that collaboration can take many forms, and that new alliances can spark innovation and progress.
Italy's bold move is already redefining its role on the world stage, inspiring other nations to rethink their own strategies and partnerships.
This is the story of a nation's choice, a decision that will shape not only its own future, but the future of international defense cooperation for years to come.
Let's explore how Italy's decision is already reshaping the skies, and what it could mean for the next generation of air power. The skies above Europe and beyond are changing, and Italy is at the heart of that transformation. Let's see how Italy's decision is reshaping the skies and setting the stage for a new era in global defense.
The Franco-German FCAS project was meant to be the crown jewel of European defense, a symbol of unity and technological ambition. It was envisioned as a groundbreaking collaboration that would set a new standard for military innovation across the continent, bringing together the best minds and resources from both nations.
Its ambitious goal was to create a sixth-generation fighter jet, seamlessly linking advanced drones, satellites, and command centers into a single integrated system. This networked approach promised to revolutionize air combat, making European forces more agile, connected, and effective than ever before.
But from the very beginning, the project was beset by leadership struggles and disputes over how the work would be divided. Instead of fostering cooperation, these disagreements created friction and mistrust among the partners.
France insisted on leading the project with Dassault at the helm, while Germany, represented by Airbus, demanded an equal share of control and responsibility. This tug-of-war led to years of infighting, with both sides unwilling to compromise, and as a result, progress slowed to a crawl.
The partnership, which was supposed to unite Europe's defense industry, began to feel more like a high-stakes competition than a true collaboration. rivalries deepened, and trust eroded as each side tried to protect its own interests.
For other countries involved, like Spain and Italy, the project's structure was unmistakable. There were clear leaders and clear followers, with little room for equal partnership or influence.
Italy, proud of its world-class aerospace industry and technological expertise, refused to accept a secondary role as a mere subcontractor. Italian officials made it clear they wanted a seat at the table, not just a supporting part.
As the months and years passed, delays mounted, deadlines slipped further and further, and the risk of a dangerous capability gap for European air forces grew ever more real. The dream of a unified European fighter seemed to be slipping away.
The turmoil and uncertainty inside the FCAS project created an opening, a chance for a new kind of partnership to emerge, one that could offer a fresh start and a different approach to collaboration.
Italy, recognizing the shifting landscape and eager to assert its leadership, was ready to seize that opportunity and chart its own course in the future of European defense.
Italy's break from FCAS was a statement of ambition, not just business.
Despite its advanced industry, Italy was often sidelined in past projects.
This time, Rome demanded a true partnership, equal say, equal stake.
The sixth-generation fighter was a chance to secure Italy's industrial future and sovereignty.
Past experience taught us, collaboration must be built in, not an afterthought.
FCAS's hierarchy and disputes made Italy look elsewhere.
We wanted partners who valued our strengths and respected our voice.
That search led Italy beyond Europe, to the UK and Japan.
It was time for a new model of cooperation. It was time for a new model of cooperation. It was time for a new model of cooperation.
GCAP offered Italy what it wanted, a partnership of equals.
The agreement was clear: shared leadership, joint decisions, balanced work.
GCAP's governance gives each nation an equal say, with rotating leadership and shared responsibilities.
This model builds trust and stability.
Each country leads in its area of expertise, avoiding rivalries.
Italy's Leonardo leads in advanced electronics and sensors, a recognition of its strengths.
All partners have full access to technology and source codes, ensuring sovereignty.
Italy can upgrade and maintain its fleet independently. A huge win.
GCAP proves next-gen jets can be built without sacrificing national control.
It's a blueprint for future international defense projects.
GCAP's strength is in harnessing each partner's unique expertise.
This isn't about one nation building and others buying, it's true collaboration.
The UK leads in airframe and engine design, with BAE Systems and Rolls-Royce at the helm.
Japan brings cutting-edge materials science and electronics, led by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries.
Italy, through Leonardo, leads in mission systems and sensor integration, the aircraft's brain.
Italy's advanced radar and electronic warfare systems are central to the jet's capabilities.
This synergy pushes technological boundaries none could reach alone.
The result, a sixth-generation platform, more advanced and affordable.
Shared costs and innovation accelerate progress and reduce risk.
Together, they're building one of the world's most advanced military aircraft.
GCAP's aggressive timeline is a strategic necessity, delivering a demonstrator by 2027 and aiming for a fully operational fighter in service by 2035. This isn't just about speed for its own sake, it's about staying ahead in a rapidly evolving world where technological superiority can shift in just a few years. Every month counts, and the pressure is on to innovate faster than ever before.
The UK, Italy and Japan are all facing the same challenge. Their current fleets are aging, and the risk of a capability gap is growing. If they don't act quickly, they could find themselves outpaced by rivals and unable to defend their interests or support allies. The urgency to replace these older jets is driving unprecedented cooperation and investment.
Delays in the rival FCAS program have only heightened the stakes. For Italy, GCAP's rapid progress isn't just impressive, it's essential. The ability to move quickly and decisively could mean the difference between leading the next generation of air power or falling behind.
GCAP leverages cutting-edge digital design tools and real-time international collaboration, allowing engineers to work together seamlessly across borders. This digital-first approach slashes development time and reduces costs, making the project more efficient and adaptable to new challenges as they arise.
But GCAP isn't just about meeting domestic needs. The jet is being designed from the ground up for export, opening doors to vast global markets and ensuring that partner nations can benefit from shared technology and economies of scale.
With European and Asian partners on board, GCAP gains unique access to buyers worldwide. This multinational approach not only spreads risk, but also creates new opportunities for collaboration and influence in key regions.
Lower costs per aircraft mean more nations can afford advanced capabilities, while long-term production supports thousands of high-skilled jobs and strengthens the aerospace industry in each partner country.
Japan's involvement is especially significant, making GCAP attractive to Asian nations that are wary of relying solely on US or EU supply chains. This opens up new markets and builds trust in regions where strategic partnerships are crucial.
This global reach gives GCAP a major competitive edge, positioning it as a leader in the next generation of fighter jets and setting a new standard for international defense collaboration.
For Italy, this means not only a strong return on investment, but also a chance to play a leading role in shaping the future of global defense, technology, and industry.
GCAP is more than just a jet. It's a bold new model for international success, innovation, and partnership in a world where collaboration is the key to staying ahead.
Italy's GCAP choice isn't a step away from Europe. It's a modern approach to cooperation.
The strongest alliances are built on shared values, not just geography.
Italy is forging a flexible foreign policy, committed to Europe but open to global partnerships.
A stronger Italian defense industry benefits NATO and European security.
GCAP could be the blueprint for future international defense projects.
True equality fosters innovation and commitment.
Italy's decision secured its industrial future and sovereignty.
It's a bold move that redefines Italy's global role.
For Italy and its GCAP allies, the sky is just the beginning.
This is how a nation leads, by choosing its own path.
And that path is shaping the future of air power for generations to come.